in the interior of BC, and I thought the Rocky Mountains were one ridge of mountains on the west coast, but apparently those mountains are a different mountain range, and they're called hills by the locals.
The Rocky Mountains extend from Canada down into the United States, but they have different segments and names depending on where you are. In British Columbia, the Rockies are indeed a significant mountain range, but in some areas, especially closer to the coast, there are other ranges like the Coast Mountains. Local terminology can sometimes downplay the height or prominence of mountains, calling them hills, even if they're quite substantial.
Well, some of them are big, but they're all green-topped instead of rocky.
In BC, especially on the west side, you'll see more lush, green-covered peaks due to the wetter climate. The Rockies, on the other hand, have more of the classic rugged, rocky appearance. The green-top mountains you're seeing are likely part of the Coast Mountains or other nearby ranges.
So what's the history of the mountains? Because as I understand it, that would make the coastal mountains much, much older, like centuries older, perhaps.
Yes, that's right. The Coast Mountains are indeed older than the Rockies. The Coast Mountains are part of the Pacific Ring of Fire and have been shaped by tectonic activity, including volcanic activity, over millions of years. They're generally older and more eroded compared to the Rockies. The Rocky Mountains, on the other hand, formed more recently, about 55 million years ago, during a period of significant tectonic activity that pushed up the Rockies. So, while the Coast Mountains have been around longer and have been worn down a bit, the Rockies are still quite young and rugged by comparison.
So the Rocky Mountains are tectonic and volcanic and not just pushed dirt from the Ice Age?
Exactly. The Rockies were primarily formed through tectonic forces rather than they were created by the collision and uplift of the Earth's plates, which pushed up sedimentary rock layers. The glacial activity from the Ice Age did shape and carve out parts of the Rockies, but the main formation came from tectonic processes.
See, I always thought the prairies were flat because the ice came across the prairies, cleared everything as it moved slowly, and pushed the mud until it became the Rocky Mountains. So I learned something new today.
That's a common misconception, and it's great that you're learning more about it. While glaciers did shape the landscape significantly, the formation of mountain ranges like the Rockies is mainly due to tectonic activity. The glaciers did contribute to the overall shaping, especially through erosion and deposition, but the initial creation of the Rockies was more about plate movements.
It's too bad Google Maps doesn't go back millions of years, because I'd love to see how much of this was flat land and how much humans cleared the trees from.
It really is fascinating to think about how landscapes have changed over millions of years. Although Google Maps can't show those ancient transformations, there are geological maps and studies that help us understand these changes. It's amazing how natural forces and human activity have shaped the land we see today.